and we're excited to get started. The Rethink Council is a group of next-gen agents, network agents, growing their business through collaboration, especially through the Rethink Council. By the way, if you're interested in joining the Rethink Council, applications open in October, and we select 6 to 8 new members every year. The council shares ideas, is a source of feedback for the network, and much, much more. The energy alone is invigorating. My name is Sandy Ciccarella. I am the broker advisor. I am not the broker advisor. I'm the corporate advisor. As I work for the network, I'm the corporate advisor for the Rethink Council. We have 2 broker advisors. Both of them are joining us today. And both, we are very proud to say, are former Rethink Council members. Maria Kazakos recently was named president of BHHS Carolina Properties. Maria built a successful real estate practice in North Carolina. She was a Rethink Council member. She was awarded 40 Under 40 Leadership Award before moving into leadership. She played a role in helping her company navigate the pandemic and the NAR policy changes. And as I said, recently was named president of Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Carolinas companies. Our other broker advisor is Vic Quiros. Vic Quiros began his career in 2005. He's currently the managing partner of the downtown Los Angeles office for Berkshire Hathaway Home Services California Properties. He's a California Association of Realtors certified forms trainer, a relocation specialist, a former Rethink member. He was the director of the local Rethink chapter for his company, one of the only in the country, one of the only chapters in the country. And today, Vic will be leading our discussion. Without any further ado, let's get to this. Vic, what do we know?
Hey, thanks for the intro, Sandy. I appreciate that. For all of you watching this Rethink Live, you're in for a treat. We're going to be talking about social media best practices. We're going to be talking about posting, reels. We're going to talk about carousels, Instagram lives, YouTube ads, Chalk Digital, Google ads, and even being really kind to your out-of-area agents for those broker-to-broker referrals. My name is Vic Quiros. I'm the managing partner of our Berkshire Hathaway Home Services California Properties office in downtown Los Angeles, and we're going to get started right now. So we're going to focus on best practices for social media to get this thing going. Now, we have several agents with us from across the country. I want to start with Grace. Grace, go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell them where you're from, and tell us a little bit about some of the things you do for your referral network and creating more appointments and reaching clients using social media.
Absolutely. I'm excited to be here, excited to share this time with everybody. My name is Grace Stansel. I am based out of the Omaha, Nebraska area. And my office is the Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Ambassador Real Estate Office. So a little bit about social media. It's something that I absolutely love. I will say I kind of grew up on the social media, just always being a part of it. So now being in that business perspective is something I have taken, by the reins and just ran with it. So a couple of things that I have learned, trial and error, are consistency being one. If you're not going to be consistent in anything in your business, you shouldn't do it at all. That goes for social media. So making sure, whether you're posting 2 posts a month, or if you say, or 2 posts a week, or if I'm going to post 12 posts a month, however you'd like to set that frequency, set it, but stick to it. And make sure you stay on it for yourself, making genuine posts, but making sure you're making them consistent so your folks don't, not hear from you for 3 months on social media. And furthermore, diversification of your posts. What does that look like? So there's a handful of different types of posts that you can make. Obviously, you have, your simple static with just an image. You can do a carousel of collage or pictures. Reels, videos, which I know for some of us is not our favorite, but I think it's something that in our industry, if we're not doing it, you're falling behind. So it's one of those things where you look like what you look like, you sound what you sound like, might as well go for it. And make sure you're diversifying your content. So that could be, obviously, we have our standard, just listed, just sold, the open houses. That's very surface level, in my opinion, but it's also very necessary in our business. But take it a step further, add in some client testimonials, add in a video of, what does a closing day look like from your point of view, a day in your life, a video walkthrough of different listings in your area. I think that's super great because once you start diversifying your content, your audience, your following starts to become more engaged and they start buying into who you are, not only as an agent, but as a person. So they want to pursue your page more. They want to follow you for who you are. And they just invest in you, which I think is super cool and super amazing. So that's a couple things that I really have latched onto and I have just loved. It's worked really well. And I get to still be genuine Grace in all my social media, which is great. So yeah, and I think making sure, like, one last thing to add to, like, into your marketing proposals for your listing presentations, when I meet with any potential seller, I let them know which platforms I plan to use within my marketing proposal, and I let them know what kinds of posts I plan to use per platform. When I started adding that into my listing presentations, I noticed a lot more confidence being built with that seller, which I think then in turn provided, better chances of me not only getting that listing, but also selling it, because I am diversifying my posts, I'm using different platforms, and I'm not only following through with posting those, but I'm following up on them. So I'm sending my stats, my analytics, all the stuff like that back to my seller to say, hey, we had 2,500 people see this post about your house. We're going to do another one just like it, but change it up a little bit. It gets them excited. It's a part of a part of the process, which is, that's how I operate my business. It's always team-minded, team effort. So I've had a really great luck with that, because social media is a part of our daily lives now. So might as well make it a part of our daily life of business as well.
I like that, Grace. The analytics and showing them, the results from your social media advertisements is probably pretty powerful, because people are just saying, "Hey, we're going to post it on social media," and you're actually bringing them the proof that it's reaching people. What are your favorite platforms, Grace? What are you using right now?
I'm primarily Instagram and Facebook. A lot of the same content I feel can flow for at least my audience on both platforms. Have recently started using LinkedIn and had pretty early on success. Have loved that. Definitely a different type of audience that I wasn't maybe touching before with Instagram and Facebook. So highly would recommend people looking into LinkedIn if you aren't already using it. I think it's something that um, is underused in our area. So why not take advantage of that if there is, some opportunity there? But yeah, Instagram and Facebook are primarily. Instagram stories has been something I am doing more frequently just for behind the scenes. People love to see what you do on a daily basis. I think that they maybe gains a little bit more appreciation for what we do because they see the ins and the outs, the things that they didn't realize we do as realtors. So
I like that. I love that, Grace. Thanks for sharing. One of the things I took away from Grace's, portion here is you look how you look, you sound how you sound. All of your friends and family are okay with it. So if you're watching this Rethink Live and you're a little bit worried about the way you look or sound, all of us are okay with it. Just be yourself, be authentic. And thank you, Grace, for that. Really appreciate the insight. I know you're going to jump in here and there. We want to shift gears just a second to somebody who I think when we see him at the national events, I want everybody to call him Cash Money. We got Ryan Benton. Ryan, go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about what you're doing for social media. I know you're taking a plunge. How you doing, buddy?
It's been good. I'm Ryan C. Benton. I'm with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, RW Town Realty, here in Norfolk, Virginia, serving all of coastal Virginia. And I feel like Grace was saying, like, as many things that come up on our to-do list, social media is one of those things where, like, we have to do it, but it didn't exist like when I first started in the business several years ago, or it didn't have as high of an importance, especially like post-pandemic and the TikTok. I think TikTok changed, everything with as far as videos and making content that's engaging or that's educational, or that entertains. And so that's kind of where I like to make sure my posts are beyond just listed, just sold. I want my content to, I think of my audience before I post it. And so I want the audience to be able to get some sort of benefit to keep their eyes on it. Because when you're scrolling so fast and so quick that if it's not, again, entertaining, educational, or engaging, to me, it's not worth posting because of the time and effort and energy that I could be spending on doing something else. One of the big things that has been helpful to me is I do a thing called Ryan Recommends. And so I will do a local, support a local business, support a local restaurant, and do whatnot and do a post about that. And so it's really kind of like highlighting local business. But what I ask the business for is that if it can be a collaboration in the post. And so that way it puts some eyes, whoever, some of these businesses have thousands, 10,000, 15,000 followers. And then it will, I mean, my engagement on those posts goes dramatically up. And so it's like people seeing, oh, well, here's a local realtor, and here's somebody that's part of our community. That has been super helpful. A lot of followers, and I will talk about, is that, I use the hashtag BHHS, I use like Realtors of IG, and you get a lot of agents from around the country that are, just start following you. And so I was like, is this really reaching the right people? But I will say that a lot of my business from Instagram really does come from agent to agent referrals, where the agent feels like, oh, I think you're going to be a great fit for my client. Like here in coastal Virginia, like we don't have a Compass office. And so I think that, a lot of Compass agents last year in particular have reached out just because, they're PCSing from San Diego to here in Norfolk. And so they're looking for an agent to refer to. And they followed you just like, clients, past clients, and just like your sphere does. And they feel like they know you and they feel like there's some sort of relationship. So that has been helpful to me in the social media aspect, is it's not just trying to create, look out for clients, but that there's other agents that will refer you business.
Yeah, right, Ryan, you're in a military town, so you get a lot of military transfers, right? That's what you mean by, certain locations relocate
Correct.
there in and out all the time, right? Well, that's fantastic. You're definitely taking advantage of your niche marketplace regionally. One of the things that you talked about with us was Orange Theory and the way you partnered with them. You want to talk a little bit about that for the group?
So yes. And so this is an example of like a collaboration that I did. And, Orange Theory, I work out at my local studio. And so, I see a lot of people there. A lot of people know I'm in real estate or what have you. I mean, you make, friends from Orange Theory. But then when they see you, they may not have like take the time to look me up on social or whatnot. And so that was kind of one of those things where I was in a post with them and we were talking about one of the upcoming workouts and it got a ton of engagement. But also, I mean, every time I go into the studio for like the week and a half afterwards, somebody was like, I love that video. It was so funny. And so those are the types of things where you're reaching people beyond your, set of followers, whether it's 300, 400, 2,000, 4,000. It's a whole different pool of people that can relate to you and see your content.
I like that, Ryan. I do. Something I want you guys to take away from what Ryan was sharing was when he's posting, Ryan, I think you said you're posting 3 to 4 times a week now, right? Trying to be consistent
Correct.
with that. And you're educating people or you're entertaining them, or you mash the two up and it's edutainment, if you would, right? Um,
Yeah.
that's good stuff, man. Thanks for sharing.